Okay, time. Jai Baba. Janice, could you do the prayers, please?
Jai Baba. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you. And help us all to hold fast to Baba's Dharma till the very end. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba, everybody. A great big welcome to all of you, all of us rather. And a special welcome to our one and only Lord Meher Baba. We'd like Baba to come and not only join us in this program, but to take over the goings on of this program. The more we keep doing this program, the more I'm convinced it is he who chooses his loved one to come and talk. And that's the way things happen on this program. We fafa maro about a lot of things, but finally it is his will that prevails. One personal question I'd like to ask all of y'all is, all your faces look so nice and fair, and how come I look so dark? I mean, हम लोग कुछ साला makeup लगा के आते हैं कि क्या? I don't know.
Sam, don't worry. I'm looking worse than you. Than you. Yes, yes.
Okay, Jai Baba.
It is raining in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, today we have with us a very dear and an old as in the years with Baba's fold, Perin Jasumani. She is logging in all the way from Toronto in Canada. She and I, we both have one thing in common, and that is our fondness, of course, for Meher Baba and for Erat Jasawala. And the two of us can go on talking about him for hours on end and never get tired. But today is not the day for that. So I would like to hand over the entire thing to Perin now. She will be showing some slides and make it a very, very interesting evening. So fasten your seatbelts and let's take off. Jai Baba, Perin. All yours.
Sorry, can I say something?
I'm sorry?
Did you invite Baba for the program, Uncle?
Yes, I did.
Sorry.
No problem.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Perin, can you switch on your video? We'd all like to look at you.
Can you see me? Can you not see me? I see me. That's where I say I look dark.
No.
No? Janice, can you guys not see me?
Now? One moment.
Okay, never mind.
Yes, we can see you.
Oh, thank you.
Sam uncle, can you see?
No, no, I can't. Okay, now I can. But even the Mottukani make a.
Just a moment. Actually, she's joined from 2 devices.
Yes, I'm doing it through 2. That's my original problem. The
Okay.
telephone will speak for me and the laptop will give me the bigger picture.
One
That's why.
moment, I'll fix this. Just a moment.
Go ahead, Perin, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, we got you now. Chalo, go ahead.
Shall we start? Okay. Jai Mai Baba. So, first of all, yes, what do I have to do here? Unmute to start speaking. I am unmuted, right?
Auntie,
Yeah,
everything's
you're
fine.
really
You
loud
can
and
proceed.
I've got a different dialogue now showing up. Let me just say later. Okay. Sorry. So thank you, Baba, for bringing me today on this platform. It's been a while. Sam has tried to bring me, not that Sam has not, but it is only yesterday and maybe a few days prior to yesterday that Baba gave me the okay to go ahead and do it. So this is why I'm here today. My biggest gratitude to Baba first for bringing me here. I want you to know that I have done very little work. I have written a few things in the past, which I printed so that I remember my story a little better. But what I want to do here is start by thanking beloved Baba for this beautiful morning for me, evening for you guys, and to Sam and Janice, and for Janice working very hard with me to put these things together. So basically where I begin, and I want to point out that, and I'm sure other Metta family members who have spoken on this forum before have mentioned this to you, that there is one particular family member who brought us all to beloved Baba. And it is to him that I want to start by giving the tribute, because without him, I don't think the Mettas would have come to Baba, or would have taken years to come to Baba. So his name was Barjor Mehta. He was my kaka. He was the younger brother of my father. And he was not a resident Mandle, but he was very close to Baba. You have heard of Cyrus, Manoj Mehta, the secretary of our Bombay Center, telling you about his name. He was the secretary of your Bombay Center and my Bombay Center. By the way, I'm also a member of the Bombay Center. He was the secretary of the Bombay Center. And in that very first time when the center opened with Sorabji, he translated the Baba messages into Gujarati. You see him in several of the videos, Baba films, standing near Baba, either giving messages or basically paying attention to the crowd. So let us begin today by bringing him in the limelight and giving him the true tribute that I like to give. I know others have given before me, but I feel that after Bajor and my father and some of the others in the family, I probably came very, very close to Baba. And this probably is the best time to do this tribute. So Janice, if we can start by showing the first slide, please.
Yes, please.
If I may interrupt, Perin, can you do us a favor and switch on some lights in your room so that we can... a little more, and then you will glow.
No, I
That's
see
it. Bas, now it's fine. It's fine now.
Okay. See, the trouble is this light is coming straight on my face and it's going to be too hot for me, but let's go. When I get tired, you'll see me dark. Okay?
Okay.
Jai Baba.
Jai.
Okay, Janet. Number 1, please. So there's Barger Mehta. This is him. He is in his white shirt. He's seated in the bottom row, left of Baba. And this was a picture, I forget the year, I'm sorry, but this was the picture, I believe, when Baba called men before the new life. And they came to Baba, and Baba talked to them about the new life. And there was this collective picture taken. So this is my dear uncle, Barger Mehta. Okay, and we can go to the next one. And you have seen him. You have all seen him. Now, this is my aunt standing behind Baba, the young girl, the young woman. When she was not married, her name was Meru Damanya. She is Erach's cousin. She lived at Akbar Press, and we all, some of us earlier ones, went to Akbar Press and met all the uncles and the aunties there as well. So that's my auntie Meru. Okay, Janet, next, please. By the way, the other one at the bottom is Kitty Devi with Baba. Now, this is a picture. This is Kitty Devi, okay, in that picture, for those of you who like to know. Thanks, Janice. Okay, this is a picture shared by two of his sons with me, Manoj and Meram, the two younger boys, and we'll show you later their picture. But this, I believe, is one of their wedding pictures. And I will come to Barger's story in a moment. And Meru. Okay, all right. Janice, next, please. This is Barger's and Meru's family with 3 boys, probably taken not too much before, maybe a year or 2 before he passed away. He passed away at a very early age, and I will start by telling you his story now. Janice, I think that's where we stopped with Barger and Meru, right?
Yes, I'll just check on.
Yeah. Okay. So for Barger, what can I tell you other than he was very close with Barger? He was really a seeker of God from the very beginning of his life. As a very, very young man. I think there are stories about how he has come to Baba, but I won't go into that right now. But I know that his heart, once he came to Baba, was really Baba's. And on the other side, Meru, his wife, lived at Akbar Press, met Baba almost every day because Baba used to come to Akbar Press. So she grew up in Baba's arms as well. Now, both these Baba lovers did not want to get married, but Baba apparently requested them to get married, told them that it is through them that he's going to bring some 3 special souls. So these are the 3 special souls that came from the marriage of Barger and Meru. And the eldest is Meron. He was on our Babaful Thursday, maybe last year or 6 months ago. Second one is Manoj, who lived, okay, so Meron lives in US. He was also the trustee of our Myrtle Beach Center. Meron lives in North Carolina. They're all doctors, by the way. All 3 are doctors. Doctor of Engineering, Doctor Academic, Manoj at the Ahmednagar University, number 2. And number 3 is little Behram, who is a doctor, medical doctor, I believe, living in Bombay now. And in the middle is their maternal grandma, Shinma. So Shinma auntie used to live in Akbar Press, and I had the pleasure of meeting her as well. Many, many times in our life, we met her, we met all the mamas who lived at Akbar Press, all the cousins, Meru's sister, Khorshid, and the whole Akbar Press family, Naswan Mama, Minu Mama, Homi Mama, all of them, okay? So including Dhan. Now, what happens, come to Barger very quickly, and my connection to Barger, he was very dear to me, and I was very dear to him. Whenever he lived in Bombay, I believe in Colaba, whenever he came to visit my mom and dad, we lived in Moscow, he would bring me some little bag of dried apricots or cherries or cashews or something. And that was like a treat, which later on in my life, I wondered if it was a Baba Prasad coming to me through him. So what he would do, and I was a young girl, he would come, he would make me sit down, he will pick up my leg, put it on his thigh, on his lap, and then he will massage my toes, he'll massage my feet. And I used to just love it, and it was beautiful. Then what happens, it's time for Barjor and Meru to get married. So this was a very beautiful connection between him, my parents, myself, and my brothers and sisters. By the way, we have 5 brothers and sisters. You all know Godrej, who is just 2 years elder to me. Many of you knew my sister, Sherubucha, the eldest, and we have 5, and the other 2 are Feroz and Mani. So we all, living in a Baba family, became Baba lovers in our life. But the day Barjor decided to bring Meru to our house to introduce her to my mom and dad, his elder brother, it was very beautiful. I remember that very clearly. I was 7, I think, in November 25th, 57, probably 56. He brought her, or a few months prior, to introduce. So he tells me, Perin, you have to dance for her. So here I am. I'm born 1947, okay? So I was 9, 10 years old. So I take the little aarti tray. Mom always had the devo and everything, flowers, everything. So I take the little aarti tray and I'm doing my little aarti dance, singing the song and the bhajan. At that time, obviously, I was learning or knew that song, and I was singing. Some of you know this song. The song is Bani Pujaran Pujwa Chali Puje Preme Bhagavan. So I'm becoming a Pujaran, I'm becoming a devotee, and I'm praying Bhagavan with my love. I'm devoting myself to the Bhagavan. So that was a very interesting thing that Barjor made me do for his marriage, before his marriage. Then he got married, of course. And before he, of course, after he got married, I was getting older and it was time for me to go to my university or college. And we were really middle-class people. We were not rich people or anything like that. And it so happened that my interest, rather than going into university, went into going to home science, Nirmala Niketan College. Okay. Now, many of you know Nirmala Niketan is in Churchgate, and it is really meant for wealthy people, and not meant for people like me and my family. So again, it was Barjor that got the scholarship going for me. And because my marks were pretty good at the time, I was in the distinction grade, he managed to get me the scholarship. So I received the scholarship from Nirmala Niketan, and my principal there, Miss Galby, they were all nuns. The principal was a French lady, and she and the assistant, they were so pleased with me. I'm sure it had a lot to do with Baba, that I kept saying I wanted to study nursery school. I wanted to be the teacher of the children. And they kept saying, well, your marks are too great. You have to be home science as well. So bottom line is, I was there for 3 years. First the studies, then the teaching of both the programs. And I ended up teaching the nursery school at Nirmala Niketan in the end, before we left for Toronto. So again, what Barjor did for me to get me moving in life to where I am today. Let's put it that way. Then, of course, there is one other story that is very dear to heart. And that is what Baba told Barjor. Now, one of the things that happened, my husband and I, we get married December 68. And my parents, we were living in company quarters at the Steel Age Industries in Moscow. We had to vacate. We had to vacate that place of ours. So my parents came to Ahmednagar. My father was in a business with Barjor. Of course, this was all approved by beloved Baba. There are letters back and forth of how my father, Darab Shah, maybe Janice, you can show the mom and dad's photo here also, because we will continue here. So dad and mom came to Ahmednagar. They lived in Ahmednagar. Well, that's okay. We'll show mom and dad later when we come to this slide. Don't worry. Okay, there's dad and mom. Okay, so again, some of you have seen them. By the way, I'm sorry I forgot to start this way. I thank you all because you are all are my friends and I have known you. So it's a pleasure to sit in front of you and just pour out whatever comes to heart. So here is my dad. His name is Darab Shah Mehta and my mother, Nagish Mehta. So dad and mom moved to Ahmednagar. They were with Barjor in Barjor's business. And what happens before Baba drops his body, I'm not really too sure how long before or how much before, but I am being told this story by Erich Karadia from Bombay Center. And Erich Karadia was a very dear friend of my uncle Barjor. So they were together near Baba. And one day Baba told Barjor that, Barjor, you are going to pass away 6 months after I do. So this was like a shock to Barjor as well as to Erich, but there was no further conversation after that. And they both left. And it was like Barjor had decided he was not going to mention this to anybody. This was not being told to his wife, children, or anybody in the family or friends, other than Erich Karadia. So what happens now? Beloved Baba drops his body. And we know beloved Baba drops his body January 31st, 1969. And now Barjor and Erich, of course, their flash is gone. They're saying, okay, time for Barjor pretty soon. So what Erich tells me, he used to come from Bombay to Nagar every month via train on Baba's date, each monthly date. And both these friends would go to Baba's Samadhi. So the Barjor would tell Erich, 1 month gone, 2 months gone, like that. And here we were coming close to 6 months. Now, what happened in reality, and I think Merwan Mehta, his son, his eldest son, gave us the details of that at one of our Babaful Thursday. What Merwan said was, if I'm right, that Barjor was not feeling well those few days prior. So the day he was down, the doctor was called. Merwan was very close to him at that time, near him, because Merwan was probably no more than 9 years old, okay? All these boys were 9, 10, 7, 8, 5, like that, 3 boys. So doctor was called. Doctor said, yeah, but he's going to be okay. We are told that the minute doctor came to the door of that room, Barjor had a major heart attack and Barjor passed away. So that was the end of Barjor in this life. So now, what is my connection to Barjor? I'm here in Bombay. I got married December of 68, December 28, 68. And again, being a new bride, taking the responsibility of a new home. I was not that old. I mean, I wasn't that young. I was 21. It was a lot for me. But on top of that, when Godrej, my brother, came to tell me that one morning that Baba had dropped his body, I remember this very clearly. I came to the balcony. He told me Baba had dropped his body. And the only thing I was able to say at the time was, is Dad going? Because Dad at that time had not yet gone. Okay, Dad had gone after Baba dropped his body. So Dad and Mom moved to Nagar after Baba dropped his body. So is Dad going? And Godrej said, yes, Dad is going. So for me, it was, and I'll come back to that when I tell you my own story, that if my dad was going for this very, very special time of life with Baba, seeing beloved Baba in his human form for the last time, then it was like I was connected. To top it up now, all I can say in hindsight, being 75 years old, that I was stupid. The real words I can give myself was I was stupid. I was young. I did not understand the magnificent stuff that was going on here, did not connect anywhere close to it. All for me was the naivety of having married, having to take care of in-laws, and how am I going to go? And so that thought, honestly, even the thought didn't come to me. I have to be honest. So for which I have repented enough, but it was not my time to see Baba at that time. But fortunately, he has given me another time, and I will tell you about that. So that's what happens. So now I'm in Bombay. 6 months pass, Barjot passes away. What happens before Barjot passes away? I get a very bad typhoid fever. I'm married. I'm close to again 6 months in marriage, and I'm extremely sick with typhoid. So my parents who are in Nagar say, okay, it is time. You come over, help you to recover, come over to Nagar. No one had a clue Barjo was going to pass away. That night, I take ST bus with my husband Adi to come to Nagar to recuperate. And before leaving Bombay, we're told Barjo has passed away. So it was like, oh, wow, I had to be back near Barjo again before his body left. So we come for Barjo's. I am there. I remember Akbar Press funeral very, very clearly, very clearly. His wife, Meru, everybody, we are in the big hall of Akbar Press. Barjo Kaka's body is on the floor. Meru auntie is sitting at his side. To be honest, I don't remember the voice at this point, but Meru, I remember her very clearly. And Meru just amazed me because here I was a young bride, 6 months, and I'm looking at her who was pretty young herself because her husband was not much more than middle 50s, that Meru did not have a single tear in her eyes. And she just quietly sat there, kept taking Baba's name, being with Baba, being in present of what was going on with her husband, leaving 3 very, very young boys for her to take care of. And she did not have a tear. And I am the teary type. So again, my inner feeling was, wow, what a lady, what a wife. There isn't a single tear coming from her eyes. She is just keeping all of it within her. And that is something I really learned to admire in her very, very much. So that was my end with Barjor. I was with him till his end. I was there for his funeral. His body was taken. He's buried where all the other Meru's family members, mother, father, everybody are there. Just, it's on the way coming to our MPR, before MPR, MPC, before MPC area. Okay, so that's the story of Barjor. And my tribute to Barjor is that thank you, Barjor Kaka, because really, if you weren't there, we won't be here. We won't be near Baba. And you brought my father, you brought your younger brother, who was Rustam Mehta. Many of you have seen Rustam Mehta. You brought, now come back to the younger generation, Nariman Mehta in Mumbai, who is really my cousin, but we like to call him, he's our elder brother. Godrej and I and my brothers and sisters have always felt Nariman to be our elder brother. So Nariman, Parvin, Mernosh. Mernosh very dear to us. I call him my nephew, although he may be the son of my cousin. And I am very dear to Mernosh. So every one of us, you can say, this powerhouse from Baba to Barjor to Dad wouldn't have happened if Barjor wasn't there. And later on over the life, Meru picked up. After Barjor left, it was always with Meru. We would go to Ahmednagar, Meru auntie would take us to the Samadhi. She'll introduce us to everybody, Eraj, and the whole family, okay? So life goes on there. At this point, what can I tell you? So I can tell you that Barjor and Meru got married November 25th, 1957. Their marriage was celebrated in a grand manner. The date of November 25th, 1957 was also decided by Mer Baba. And by the way, the names of all the three boys, Meran, Menosh, and Meram, were given by Baba. And Baba played with each of them. And Baba gave some predictions about who the boys were. And we won't go into that today. Okay? So that is my tribute to Barjor and Meru and their beautiful family. Thank you. Now, if you have any questions, please ask, because otherwise we'll shift a little over here. And I'll take a sip of water.
Anybody has any questions, go ahead, please.
Okay, wonderful. So shall I start?
Yeah, go ahead, Perin. Yes, please.
Any questions, right? Okay, so Janice, please, you can bring that piece of paper that says, how do you think of God?
Yes, Aunty.
Thank you.
This one?
Yes, please. Okay, so just a little background on this. There is a little note of Eraj's on top. And basically, he's telling me, dear Perin, Mani was trying to give you this at the trust office the other day, but it has been sent to me to pass it on to you with much love for Mani and the Mirzad family. So this is a beautiful little write-up. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm going to read a few of those lines because they're very powerful. And many of us are all connecting to this very, very dearly. So if you guys want to read the whole thing, please ask Janet, and Janice can put it on for you to copy or whatever. Okay, but so this is what it is. Eric sent it to me on 14th of August, 1991 via Mani Aunty. Obviously, I was talking about life and whatever with them at the time. I don't remember. But these are the first few lines. So how do you think of God? At first, I saw God as my observer, my judge, keeping track of the things I did wrong, so as to know whether I merited heaven or hell when I die. He was out there, sort of like the president. I recognized his picture when I saw it, but I didn't really know him. But later on, when I recognized my higher power, it seemed as though life was rather like a bike ride. But it was a tandem bike, and I noticed that God was in the back helping me pedal. Okay, so now things go on, and it's a beautiful story for you to read and enjoy. But I come down to the last few lines. So you took me to, so the person says, by the way, this is written by an author unknown. So it says, you took me to the people with gifts that I needed, gifts of healing, acceptance, and joy. They gave me their gifts to take on my journey. Our journey, God's and mine. So we were off again. He said, give the gifts away. They're extra baggage, too much weight. So I did it to the people we met. And I found that in giving, I received. Still our burden was light. Did not trust him at first. In control of my life. I thought he'd wreck it. But he knew the bike's secrets, knows how to make it bend, to take sharp corners, jump to clear high skies, fly to the shortened, scary passages. I'm learning to shut up and pedal in the strangest places. And I'm beginning to enjoy the view and the cool breeze on my face with my delightful, constant companion, my higher self. Last line. When I'm sure I just can't do any more, he just smiles and says, pedal. Avtar Mer Baba Ki Jai. So this is a beautiful write-up. If any of you want to read the in-between, I'm sure Janice can share it with you. I have no problem with that. So the reason why I want to begin with this about my journey with Baba is that we are all pedaling. We're all pedaling. We're all in the same boat, very, very clearly. And it's Baba really guiding us, guarding us, helping us through the mountains and the rivers and the valleys. Okay. And I remember I heard Bhikkhu last week, I think, or week before when he spoke, where someone told him that you cannot be a Baba lover if you're not following all the things of how to love God and the parts of Baba's wish. And let me tell you this, Bhikkhu, you're not the only one, okay? We are all in it. We all have been in it. I feel sorry that 15 years went by in between where you were not close to Baba. But that was, again, your timing, just like my timing. I did not go when Baba dropped his body. So this is where I want to start, my journey with beloved Baba. So what happens? You've seen my parents. So my father was a great devotee of Mer Baba. It all came to him from virtue. And my mom was a silent Baba lover. She was not as spoken as maybe I am. I am more. Not that my father spoke. Let me be very clear. Baba, my father did not speak. So what was the story? In our house, and Godaj can repeat whatever he likes to at this point, please, Godaj. We had a wall, and we have 3 photos. In between was a big picture of Zoroaster. One side, right side, was Mer Baba. The other side of Zoroaster was Jesus Christ. So I grew, including my siblings, brothers and sisters, knowing that Baba was same as Zoroaster, same as Jesus, and that was silently understood. It was never discussed. It was never thought of, never questioned. So as far as I'm concerned, I never questioned. I never asked who Baba was. I just assumed he was same. He was same as Zoroaster and Jesus and everybody else. Same happened with Barjo. Barjo didn't much talk to me about Baba as such. At least I don't recall him telling me any of Baba things from age 10 to 20. I don't recall other than him doing these beautiful personal things for me. So now what happens, and I honestly do not remember the date, so please forgive me. I was a young child at some point, and I believe it was a vision. And the vision is, we lived, as I said, at Steelage Quarters. Oh, we are coming so close. I'm taking a long time. I have to be fast here. All right, so it was a vision, staying at Steelage. My mom and dad tell me that Zoroaster is going to come to our house today. And we had a long balcony. So I am there, as if mom and dad put chairs there for us to sit because Zoroaster was gonna come. So I tell my mom and dad to be in front of me. And they say, no, we want you to be in front of us. So at that time, again, it didn't clue in. If anything, today I say, they wanted me to come closer to Zoroaster, to the Lord. They were already close to the Zoroaster. It was my time to be closer. So within no time, Zoroaster appears, like bang on, zoom, okay? Dressed in white, Zoroaster's robe. I'm sorry, I have not brought Zoroaster's picture. I'm sure you've seen him in his white robe, beautiful, radiant, and we're just in awe, seeing a Zoroaster. And that is where that vision ends. Okay, so that was a very, very dear, powerful point of my life with Zoroaster. Now what happens, somewhere in between, as I said, although Dad and Mom lived in Bombay, Dad was always in communication with Barger, his brother. Now Mom is not well, and Mom is going to undergo some surgery. I am around age 10. Okay, nobody remembers the exact date, to be honest, as to when this happened. So father writes to Barjo how Mom was not well, and he was concerned. So Barjo mentions it to Baba, and beloved Baba tells Barjo to tell my father to bring my mother to him for darshan. So this is the beautiful day of my life. And although I miss seeing Baba in his final form, I had my darshan of Baba on that day. So being the youngest of the 5, and obviously no one to take care of me or whatever, my parents brought me. And this was the day when Baba gave the darshan to a very small group of people. It was at the trust compound, Kushu quarters. A nice little mandap was made, a little stage was made. Baba was seated on a nice, beautiful chair, like we have always seen him sit. And there it was meant, I believe, by invitations. There were people who had not made it to the earlier, bigger darshan program. So there were people from Pune, Mumbai, Navsari, wherever the close ones, we were in that. So now we're standing in a line to make it short, and the turn comes for my father and my mother and myself. So now my dad goes to Baba, and of course, I can't hear him, or maybe I heard him, but I don't remember the words. And my dad tells him how he's concerned. And Baba starts to love my father. And I'm going to show you how he loved. It's like rubbing his hands on my father's face and his forehead, and it just my hair is gonna go mess. But Baba just went on and on and on, top of my father all the way. And my father started to sob, not cry, just sob. I had never seen my father cry, forget sobbing. I'd never seen my father sob. Here is a strong man. My father was about 5'10", nice, big build. And my father became like a child. And I'm just looking at him, feeling what's going on. Look at this beautiful love that's coming through. Yeah, again, remember, I'm short, I'm 10 years old. So my eyes were more at the level of Baba's feet, okay? Because Baba was on a stage and there were steps and Baba's feet were down. So I was looking at his feet when my turn comes, but I'm seeing the love that went on between Baba and my dad. And that just was the start of just taking me away, as we like to say in the Canadian term, blow me off, blew me off completely. Then, of course, Baba tells, no problem, all will be good. Turn for my mom. My mom comes. He tells mom not to worry, go for the surgery, and all will be fine. So my mom just bows down, thanks. Again, we were not allowed to touch him. Okay, so we have not touched him. At least the day I had my darshan, there was no touching Baba. Or him touching my father was one thing, but we were not touching his feet or body or anything. Or no garlands. I don't believe we did garlands either. So then came my turn. Now, very interesting, as many of you have experienced this, Baba did not look at me at all. Baba was busy looking at the side, and I just passed through there. And when I passed through that, the only feeling, again, I like to say that I had was that he's the powerhouse and his power is connected to my father. And through my father and my mother, I'm getting whatever he wants to give me. And that's what he did. He did tremendously for me without me ever knowing it. And I was 10 years old. Okay. So we had, this was morning, by the way. Then we had lunch. The Parsis went for lunch. We all had danshak. It was a Sunday. And now evening, we met at the Ahmednagar Center. At that time, the center had not opened again. But it's the same place, same spot. So not the way Ahmednagar Center looks today, but that's why Ahmednagar Center is very, very dear to me. Okay, apart from Bombay Center being very dear to me, Ahmednagar Center is very dear to me because that's where it started for me after Baba's darshan. So we come to the Ahmednagar Center in the evening. Everybody is gathered. Now, as you saw my mom and dad, there are very few chairs. So maybe 5, 10 chairs were there. My mom and dad sat on the chairs. I sat on the floor. And the floor was just, gunny bags, the jute bags. And we were all sitting. And I was sitting amongst the poor villagers, right in between. Now, what did not make me think at that time, but makes me think in life now, is while they were singing, I was just singing with them. I have no idea from where and how I knew those songs or whatever, but I was singing away with them. And I had a wonderful time. But I had a problem. I was very upset with Baba. Nobody had told me that Baba was supposed to come that evening, but I assumed that we are here in this hall and then Baba should be here. So the evening went filled with bhajans and pouring out love for Baba, but Baba did not come. And that saddened me greatly because it was like I needed to see him again and I did not see him again. So I'll just jump very far away to years in 1989 to just end this story, because all along, who do you think you are, the big shot? Why should Baba have come to you? Why should Baba have come in the evening? But no, it was a child wanting to see him again. Or even if he didn't look at me, I was looking at him. And my looking at him, let me explain. He was so radiant, so radiant. Honestly, whenever I've spoken about this day to anybody, like there are no words. I'm sure those of us who have seen Baba or had his darshan, there are no words to describe other than to tell you that he was beautifully radiant, pure light and energy. Through him, he was wearing sadra. He did not have long hair flowing. His hair was tight. So my favorite Baba picture in life that has become for me is that same picture of Baba in his sadra. Okay? Because that's the picture I go to talk to Baba. So Baba was so fair, and his light and energy was literally penetrating from his body through the sadra, and you could see that radiance all around him. There was just no question about it. And when I have mentioned this to Westerners in my life, I have told them that you guys are not fair at all. You have no idea how fair Baba was. Baba's feet were so fair, so soft, so beautiful. As I say, my eye was to his feet, and yes, I saw his body, yes, I saw his face, but obviously it was distance. Here I was, more to his feet, closer to his feet, and I just felt that radiance tremendously. His love just pouring out through his radiance. What is Baba? Baba is love and light. And believe me, he was giving it to us without speaking of a word, without touching, nothing. How many of thousands of us gathered together in front of him, and he makes sure we all get. So talk about who Baba is to me, a conviction. It was never a question. It was never, ever a question. And this conviction became stronger and stronger and stronger in life. And it goes on and on and on, to be very honest. See, as life moves forward, Baba gives lots of other goodies in life, ups and downs. But the main point is, he tells us to pedal. And so we pedal. So now what I wanted to bring back to end that story is, so here I am all these years saying, I didn't see Baba again. Baba didn't come to the center that evening. So I went to Myrtle Beach Center. I went to Myrtle Beach Center with my dear friend Jayashree from Toronto. And she and I went after Mera had dropped her body. A few months after Mera had dropped her body, because we came to Meherabad for Mera's cremation and all that. So we went to Myrtle Beach. And in Myrtle Beach, it's Kitty and Jane Haynes, Kitty Davy and Jane Haynes. And they always ask us, tell us your Baba story and stuff like that. So here I am telling them this day when I had Baba's darshan. And I told them how sad I was that I had not seen him again. And what they told me really has helped me throughout my life. So this is the real most important point I want to share with you. So what they explained to me was, Perin, in the first half of your day with Baba, he taught you to live with his presence, with his physical presence. And the evening that you had without Baba, in the physical form, he taught you to live your life without his physical form and to feel him within. You don't have to have him physically in front of you. You see him within, feel him within. And basically, as Jane and Kitty said, Perin, you are covered. You did not need the evening. You did not need to see Baba the second time anymore in your life. He had given you what he needed to give you, and I'm covered. And I'm done for life. So maybe now that the time is really, really running short, for me, there is a lot. Maybe we will very quickly just show some of the monthly pictures. Janice, please. Okay, so this is very, it's a letter that Erich, well, by the way, I have many letters written by the monthly, all of them, but I've selected just a couple and very quickly tell you about them. So in this letter, Erich is letting me know that Behram and Manoj, because who were his nephews, came to visit him and told them that my father had expired. So it was a sudden demise of my dad, and my dad passed away May 10th, 1933. Okay, but what happened? Again, there's so many stories with Dad and Mehrabad. We'll skip at this point, but before his passing away, which none of us knew that his time was coming, it was his 80th birthday. We celebrated his 80th birthday, January of 1993. We did not come for Amar Tithi, but the family, including mom, brothers, sisters, we came with mom and dad to the Samadhi. So, and Baba, Dad had Baba's darshan at the Samadhi and at Merzad. And this is what Erich is simply saying, how beautiful it is that Baba was fortunate, Daddy was fortunate, Papa was fortunate to come to Mehrabad with the whole family and be at beloved Baba's feet. And in the end, the last line is, may his soul rest in peace in the eternal presence of the Lord of love, beloved Avatar Mehta. Okay? So there's this one letter, and he's thanking the family. Now, this is, I will start talking about it. This is just simply to say that it was the year of 1989. Janice, you can show them the picture, darling, quickly, of both. Yeah, okay, perfect. So what you see at the side, where it says God is love and love must love, it's a universal message flyer that I put together to distribute to Zoroastrians in Toronto. Now, I knew that Zoroastrians in India were very against Baba, and this was my little piece of bringing Baba to the Zoroastrians in Toronto. So the time I was thinking of preparing it, and I wanted to prepare it, and I took it to Merzad. I showed it to Mera, I showed it to Mani, Erich, my draft, and they gave me a very important pointer. And that is the pointer I think is important to know. Here is Baba's picture in the middle, okay? Initially, I had him on top, and they asked me I should take Baba's picture out from the top because a little greeting, what I had made was a greeting for Zoroastrians in Toronto on New Year Day of Parsi New Year. And at our gathering of Jashan, I was going to give it to them on behalf of our family. So it was felt by Mani and Mera that Baba's picture should never be on top because people might, by mistake, drop it and we may trample his face by putting our feet on it. So therefore, they asked me to put Baba's picture in the center, in the fold, and keep the universal message on top. Okay? So all Erich is writing and Mani's writing is that Mera would have been very happy to have seen that you did this. However, let me just quickly tell you what Mera guided me for. So when I told Mera, I showed Mera the draft, and I told her about the draft, and I showed her, this was the most powerful message she gave me. And I think it has a lot to do with my life. Okay. Many of you know me. I'm a nervous character. Okay. So Mera said to me in Gujarati, very happy that I was going to do this. But Mera said to me, Biti na, in Gujarati, Biti na. That means don't be scared. She knew I was going to print them. She knew I was going to stand with my children, my two kids, Arnaz and Malcolm. They were around age 10, whatever. Yeah, I'm talking 89, so Arnaz born 75. So 14 and Malcolm 11. So they were on one doors of the community hall, and I was on the other door, and we were celebrating Zoroastrian New Year. As people came in, there was going to be a jashan followed by dinner. So Mera, into me, knew what I was going to go through. And her guidance to me was Biti na. And I said to her, Nahi, nahi bivas, very strongly, nahi bivas. And sure enough, I stood there giving it out. My children stood there giving it out. I can't remember how many I had printed. But there comes finally the real episode, the president of the ZSO. Okay, we won't name him. I later on found out he was not in favor of Mer Baba at all. I did not know that in those years, 89. So he comes to me and he said, you've got to stop this. You cannot do this. And I remembered Mer telling me, Biti na. So I'm saying, why? Why do I have to stop it? This is simply a greeting, a New Year greeting, my family to your families in Toronto. They are my friends, they are my family, and I'm just giving them a greeting. This is nothing else other than greeting. I said, I'm not going to stop it. So, of course, I said that. I did it for a while. And then I decided, obviously, Baba saying, enough, Perin, whatever needed to be done is done, let it go. So I stopped. But the beauty that I want to share with you and the humor of Baba, love him dearly, is everyone who had taken this little message of universal message and Baba's life and Baba's picture with Sadra, the favorite one. While the Jashan is going on in this big hall, say 400, 500 people, Zoroastrians, everybody, those who had taken it, were reading Baba's message.
Oh, wow.
Me sitting on those chairs, it was a real, real gift from Baba, saying, don't worry. Those who had to receive it have received it. Don't worry about the others, let it go. So we'll end with that on this Zoroastrian flyer. Okay. Now, Gift of Love. Very quickly. Okay. Gift of Love is a book. I think many of you know about it. The way it came about, I compiled it for beloved Baba's 100th birthday in 1994. It started with Baba coming to my dream 1 year, maybe a couple of years prior to 94. But before that, what Baba had made me start to is do things like this. I've done this. I had wondered at one time, my initial start was, I need to put a small little booklet of Baba's messages for my children, just Arnaz and Malcolm, so that when I'm gone, Arnaz and Malcolm can refer to them. the not big messages, some very important Baba messages. So I used to be in office, administrator, secretary, that's another life story. So I would do all this typing. So what I initially did was created an 8.5 by 11 small book, maybe 50, 60 pages of Baba's messages for children. And this was the pattern on that page also. Okay, so he got me going. I would say Baba got me going with that at first. Then came this Zoroastrian community thing. And then finally came this book, Gift of Love. So for Gift of Love, he came to my dream a couple of years prior to 94. He's, you have seen his picture. He's sitting on a tree beautifully. It's also, the painting is in our MPR dining hall, and he appeared to me that way. And he asked me to make a book of his messages, and for his birthday, for his 100th birthday. And I said to him, Baba, I've never done any of this before. And again, everybody knows Baba says, don't worry, I'll help you. And sure enough, he helped. He helped from the minute of the cover page, from the title of the book, the preface in the book, to the acknowledgement in the book. Every word, really, honestly, he has guided me to write. Other than that, they're all his messages, beautiful messages I chose with Jayashree, who helped me quite a bit. So basically, I compiled it, I typed it, and where Bombay Center came to play for me was that being in Canada, it would have been very expensive for us, for me, to print. And so Cyrus Kambata, who was a dear friend at the time and is, helped me and took me to a printing place in Pune. And I forget the name of the printing place. I'm sure the book says it somewhere. Never mind, we won't talk about it. That is where the book got printed. I printed 4,000 copies. It was distributed throughout the world. We wanted to give donations were collected from Toronto. We are a very small group in Toronto. Maybe someday we'll talk about Toronto group, but some donations from Toronto group, some donations from me. We managed to get this 4,000 copies printed, and we wanted to give all the money to the trust. But again, Mani Auntie and Eric said that no, you have to take the cost of the book first. Then if you want to donate the rest of it, you can donate. And that's what we did. So the book was sold, I think, in India for something like $20. Jimmy Mistry, who was in charge of Mir Nazar bookstore, he sold it from Nagar Mehrabad. We did different things. All the centers over the world I connected. They told me how many they wanted. I think in US, we sold it for $4. In Canada, we sold it for $3 stuff like that. And in short, the book went very fast. Now, I had only requested copyright of the trust for once, because I really did not think I had the finances and possibility of doing it again. So what happens after a few years, and I don't remember how many few years, that Pune Center approached me. And Pune Center asked me if they could reprint it. And I said, I'm happy, go with the copyright to the trust. Trust has the copyright. I'm just the one that put it together. Every word is Baba's, other than these couple of front pages. And so now the book has been printed for the last several years. I think I have no idea how many they printed or anything, but it is sold through Pune Center. What they have done is they have kept the same color, same cover. They have the pictures, but that's the story of Gift of Love. And so there is a letter here where I will just read the first para. Janice, please, if you can go back to that letter of gift of love. Okay, just the first para, okay? So Erich writes, October 1994. Mani and I received your very loving letter and the special angel gifts. These angels will be a special reminder to us of our dear Canadian angel Perin, whose gift of love has provided many Baba lovers with a perfect introduction booklet to share with those who long to know more about the Lord of Love, beloved Avatar Meher Baba. One could say that the gift of love has been angel sent, and that is Baba, his love for all of us. So guys, maybe it is time for me to stop here, because I'm sorry to do this to you, but I do teach and I need to go and teach in 15 minutes. So I had told Janice, this will truly be my cutoff time. I can be here another 5 minutes. Okay, 5-7 minutes. Any question, give it to me fast and I'm happy to answer. Thank you. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
And
I'm
shall I
sorry.
stop here or go through the images once, just quickly?
If you wanna just quickly show the
Yes.
slides,
Yes.
let's just quickly show the slides, so that what my plans was to talk about the money. Mera, starting with Mera. What about Mera, my associate Mera, with money? This is Mani Auntie bowing down. This picture is very important because this is how we saw Mera at the end, before she dropped her body. This is the picture when she came to the Samadhi many times. But this picture down where Mani is bowing down, she's bowing down to Mera's Samadhi, okay? And that is 4 of the Canadian women came for that. And that's another story. Okay, Janice, move on, darling, please. So there's that same, okay? Here's all of us. I'm here somewhere or the other. There are films of this and we are in that. But there's Mani Auntie, very dear to me. Go ahead, Mani Auntie coming out of Jopri. And these are pictures I put in my album. So I've got my Baba in Mera. One of my favorite pictures of them on this way with their love. Okay, please move on. Thank you. Okay, that's us again. We are in the Merzad Hall. Here is Minu. I wanted to talk about Minu. Minu is the son of my sister, Sheru Bucha. So Minu Bucha, some of you, I think, have met him in the past. Some of you met him last month when Bombay Center came to Baba's Samadhi on Jimmy's bus. But there's a story of Minu and myself and Mani. So some other time allowing. Okay, but that's us with Mani Auntie. This is very dear because as Sam started out, very dear to Erich. And one of the simple thing I can tell about Erich was he was very upset with me for initial many years because I didn't tell him who I was, that I was Dali's daughter, that I was Barjur was my uncle. But one bright day, Meru Auntie brought me to Merzad and she told him because they were cousins. And he got upset. Why didn't you tell me? I said, Erich, you're busy. Erich, you're so busy. So this is the most powerful hug, Baba hug, one could ever get. And I received that from Erich. I used to have long hair till I was age 40. After age 40, hair got chopped. In this picture, why I wanted to keep this picture along with my dear hug, which is very dear to me from Erich, for the first time I brought Perin, Mehta, Nariman Mehta, and Manoj Mehta. So you see Manoj Mehta here as a young child, okay? So I brought them to Mehrabad and Merzad, and after my hug with Erich, I would introduce them to Erich. Okay? So this is a very dear picture to us. Okay, darling, the last picture. Okay, this is Erich and I during the hug time because it's the long hair and the same kurti, whatever, standing at Mirzad Gad. This is Bauji. There is lot of time spent with Bauji again. It's like almost every Sunday I was with Bauji on chats. I literally have a binder full of emails from Bauji back and forth, okay? But very dear to me, and we were very fortunate to have met Bauji. The last picture is with Erich. All right, so this is a very dear day when Erich made me sit in Mirzad Manli Hall. So he's seated there. He was quite old. Someday we can talk about Manli, but not today, unfortunately. I have to run. But he made me sit here in the Mirzad Hall and tell them my Baba story. So here I am looking at Baba's seat. Erich is looking at me, and Baba lovers are. So there's the two of us. It was like he's my long lost friend, but he's with me always. He's always with me. And I feel him. I feel him. I honestly feel Baba. I get dreams of Baba. That, as I said, there's no question about Baba. My children are with Baba in their own ways. My grandchildren, I have 4 of them, they are with Baba as well. This is when they were little small, but here is the book my daughter Arna's made, and on which we say, best grandkids ever. So, and there are beautiful stories to tell about Malcolm, as Godrej was saying, about my son and Baba, about Maya, my granddaughter, but the stories go on, guys. But the love for Baba, so all I want to end by saying is, we are all so fortunate to have come in his fold. No words will ever describe it. No words. I cannot even try. Honestly, I cannot try. And but I thank him. I greatly, greatly thank him from the bottom of my heart, because he has brought me out. He has brought me out from a lot, and I'm sure it is with many of us in our lives with Baba, that he makes us pedal away, pedal away, pedal away. And he's chipping us. He's chipping us as he needs to. And it's all for our good. Okay. So thank you, guys. I love you. Thank you. Avatar Mer Baba ki jai. Avatar Mer Baba ki jai. Avatar Mer Baba ki jai. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Perin. Thank you for such a lovely talk. It's a shame that you have to run away every so often. You said that's another story and I'll tell you some other time, and that was cheating. That is cheating.
No, I said that right from before.
I know.
Because
it's just that we just don't want to see you go away so soon, but you must do whatever you have to. So
yeah.
Thank you ever so much. And
no,
we let you go on one condition, that you come back again to continue about this next time stories. Yeah.
Someday, whenever we want to, we will do it. We will do it. I have no trouble with that, but I really want to get ready and start teaching in 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So may I just say thank you to everybody. Does anybody have any questions today, or they're tired of me speaking and not giving them any chance to speak? Okay, obviously, no one has any questions. May I leave at this
Just
time?
a minute. Dilshat Kapadia has raised her hand.
Oh, okay. Dilshat, go ahead, darling.
Very briefly, Dilshat.
Ma'am, I'll maybe ask you some other time, but what do you teach? If you can answer that, it would be lovely to know.
Well, that's another story. study of mine. And
Hello?
see, my father taught me yoga. My father taught me yoga all my life. Like I told you, I did teacher training. I taught children getting married, so came to Toronto from 23. We have lived in this land for 53 odd years, more years than we have been in India. Over the years in Canada, I have been a receptionist, started with receptionist for children, then secretary, then executive assistant to the directors in universities. They were called OIC and U of T. Then at some point, my health started to go down. And I think one of the letter errors does mention that part. My health started to go down and I've had some health issues in my life. So what happened, bottom line, I lost my jobs. I lost my executive assistant jobs at the University of Toronto and OIC. And at that time, I was over 50. By that time, I was over 50. So I had taught about 30 odd years at the university as an officer. But then I was at a government consulting place trying to decide what I should do. And as Baba would do it, again, this was done by Baba. I look at the counselor. It happened to be, you're gonna laugh, it happened to be the last day of his career. Okay, here I am. I'm telling the guy, I've done this, I've done that. I don't know what I should do. I'm past 50 years of age. Who's going to hire me now? Who's going to give me this job? I was getting a pretty good salary. Let me be frank. I was quite top. I could have gone in the administrative ladder. So he looks straight into my eyes, okay, straight into my eyes. And he did this. This is, again, a very special lesson of life. He said, maybe it's important for everybody. Never do what you have done all your life. And then he said, do what you feel inside. And it was instant. What is inside? What is your passion? Do what your passion is. And that taught me yoga when I was 10 years old. Along the time of going for Baba's darshan, I also suffered asthma. So Dad, who used to practice yoga, said it was time for me to learn yoga. So he has taught me yoga. In Canada, I practice yoga all through with different teachers, whatever. So I said, yoga? And he said, yeah, if you know about it. So I went for teacher training. I did my government training to start a business, which I had no clue of. In 3 months' time, everything went on. And I started teaching yoga and I selected Baba's date of September the 12th. I wanted to start Dhuni Day. So I started it September the 12th, 2012. And no, not 2012, 2001, because it is 20 years now since I've been practicing yoga. So I teach yoga. My private clients are going to be waiting for me on my Skype right now. So I made it a long story, Discharge. Sorry you asked me, but it was important for you to know that it was a guidance that came from Baba. And just to end it here, honestly, I'm not advertising. For many years, maybe initial years I did, but for the last several years, it's like whoever new comes to me, he's the one bringing them. And I have Baba pictures in my studio, and they know all about Baba. When I come to Mehrabad, they want Baba's prasad, so I give them Baba's prasad when I come back. So they know everything about Baba. And by the way, I wear this since 1983, okay? So this never comes out. This Baba never comes out. There's a story to that, maybe for some other time. Avatar Mer Baba Ki Jai. Thank you, guys. Okay, Sam, may I leave?
Yes, Auntie, you can click the leave button and you can leave.
Okay, thank you, darling. Jai
Thank
Baba.
you. Jai Baba. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for being patient. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, doesn't matter. Keep me on. You will turn me off later.
Folks, we have just about 6 minutes more to go. If anybody wants to talk anything, otherwise, I will start singing and everybody will be horrified. So I'm warning you. Somebody please come out and talk. Hello? Anybody wants to say anything? Okay. You know, during this Perin's talk, she mentioned something about Baba's picture. That should be
Everybody.
Baba's picture should, Mani and Mera told her in that little greeting card kind of a thing that she had made for the Zoroastrian community, not to put the picture on the top, but in the middle, and cover it with the message above and the universal message by the side, and etc. This reminds me, the reason is that people tend to, the Hindi word for it is beadbi. Yani disrespectfully, people tend to trample upon it and this, that, and the other. And I remember our dear Naju Kotwal, she mentioned many years ago, this is, you see, in those days, there was a move from the Delhi center to bring out a stamp, a postal stamp of Meher Baba. And so they wrote out letters to all the centers. And from our center, I still remember there was a guy called Sanjay Awadh, who through his friends and all came out with a beautiful picture in certain dimensions for the stamp. And that picture was chosen to be the best one available, and because somebody in Delhi had connections to have it printed out in the form of a stamp, postal stamp. But then Naju Kotwal one day turns around and tells me, she said, Sam, I know you guys are very enthusiastic about it and all that, but I don't like somebody, you know, when they cancel the stamp, they put the chappa on the stamp. And she said, I am not in favor of it. And somehow or the other, the stamp thing didn't go through, and that was the end of that story for the stamp. Another incident that comes to my mind is how Baba takes care of his own picture. Many, many years ago, little across the road from our center, a little distance away, there used to be a bus stop. And there was a cobbler, a mochi, sitting near the bus stop. And I was just passing through there, and I noticed that he had a few pictures of gods kept there. Amongst them was this picture of Meher Baba. So I was quite surprised and I was thrilled. And I said, well, we have a mochi who's a Baba lover. So I asked him, I said, do you know who this is? And can you tell me anything that you know about? He said, Nay, Baba, I don't know whose picture this is. So I said, then what made you keep it amongst all the other gods' pictures that you have? And then he told me something very nice. He said, one day, somebody must have maybe somebody from our center in trying to catch the bus at the bus stop may have dropped Baba's picture, and he found it lying on the pavement, and he felt that this is picture of God and it should not be trampled upon, and so he placed it. He said, I don't even know who is called, and blah and blah and blah and blah. And that's the way Baba, who knows everything, who conducts everything, and well, this is how he helped us. This is how he helped us save the picture from being trampled. Anyway, now I'm looking for someone to do the Aarti. Can anybody volunteer for it, please? Mr. Menosh Mehta. Hello. Jai Baba. Menosh Mehta. Okay. He's not answering. Bhikkhu Setna. Jinda hai koi kisam? Hello.
Yes, present, sir.
Haji?
Present.
Present. Very good. Okay. Can you please do a short Aarti, any which one that comes to your mind?
Okay, sure. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। बुझावे नार जहलतनी कर कुद रत्न फरमातु छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे ईमातु हमोर है रौने ऐसा लेख बख्शे ज्ञान ईसकनु के तुझ पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने मुख तारे इरफातु हमोर है रौने माँ हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा ऐ मेहर बाबा छैनी गे बातू हमारा ना खुदा ऐ मेहर बाबा छैनी गे बातू बुझावे नार जहलतनी कर खुद रत्न फरमातु छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर ईमातु। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
मेहर बाबा की जय।
Jai Baba,
मेहर बाबा की जय।
sorry, the Aarti was not complete. So can we have the complete Aarti if someone wants to? Because I'm going to refer Karine ka kuch. If you can do the Aarti again, please. Just a request. Or Sam Uncle, you or I can do it.
Okay, I'll recite it this time.
Yes.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। बुझावे नार सहलतनी कर खुद रत्न फरमातु छलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूरे ईमातु अयामोर शद मेहर बाबा चरण पर तुझ न धरिए सर खुदा ना जात थी वाके
तो मेहरबान तू, तुझे मालिक हकीकत नो, तू आशिक भी निहारे पी, तुझे दरी याए वहदत मारिफत नो, होई तूफान तू। अमोर है रब ने ऐसा लेक बख्शे, ज्ञान इज्जत नू के तुझ पर महात्मा ज्ञानी छने मुख्तारे इरफां तू। खुदा ना प्रेम नो प्यालो पिलावी, मस्त हमने कर छे तुझ पर जान सदके साकिया, पी दे पैमा तू। हमारी नाव भर दरिए तरावे, तो हमें तरिए हमारा ना खुदा है मेहर बाबा, छे निगे बातू हमारा ना खुदा है मेहर बाबा, छे निगे बातू बुझावे नार जहलत नी, कर कुदरत ने फरमा तू, चलागी आश भक्तों ने के बख्शे नूर ईमान तू। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय, अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। जय बाबा।
Jai Baba, everybody. Baba must be very happy that 3 people tried to sing his Aarti today. Dear Godrej, I would like to request you the next Thursday to please sing that song that you used to sing at the center about that Rosa, since this is the time for Ramzan and the Rosa. So can you please do that for us next Thursday, Godrej?
Okay, I'll try. Yeah, I'll have to dig out the words again and I'll do it.
We'll be
Well,
very happy to. We'll be
yes.
very happy to hear.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, we are now at the end of our program. So time to say goodbye. And Janice has to make an announcement. Sorry. Go ahead, Janice. Make your announcement, please.
Yes, Uncle. Thank you. This is an announcement for the event coming up this Sunday, called The Voiceless Voice, the last event of Winning His Heart program, presented by the Bombay Center in extension to Baba's birthday. So this Voiceless Voice is an event based on the blogs written by Somit Doshi, and this is purely on his conversations with himself within. So he calls it the Conversations with God. It's a beautiful presentation worked on by Meherveena. So request all to join us again this Sunday, 5:30 p.m. onwards. Thank you very much. Thank you, Uncle.
Okay, now your speech, the final speech.
Yes, so as we reach the end of the program, so everybody take care. First of all, thank you, Baba, for everything. Thank you, Baba, and you all for joining us for the program. And stay safe and take care. And
Keep
Baba
Baba with you. Keep Baba
Keep
with
Baba with you. Baba Nigepam. I'll end the meeting for all. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
you. Thank you, Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you.